name is Ariana Hayner, contestant number 1. Have you ever heard people say that chivalry is dead, that kindness is a lost art, or felt that wisdom was lacking in our day? These thoughts may seem pessimistic, but it certainly does feel like we live in a world of dying virtues. Can I share something with you that will rekindle your hope? Let's go back quite a few years to a time when these virtues were more prominent, to a man named John Rigby. He was my third great grandfather. He lived in England and was a hard-working farmer. He and his friends on the weekend, though, would visit the local alehouse to, as he said, have a good time. He soon realized that the tavern owner was very well off, and he asked him how he obtained his wealth. The owner replied that it was from the fool's pence. John, recognizing himself as the fool, from that point on, stayed home and started saving his money. This trait of wisdom led him to be prepared to meet the woman he would marry, to receive the restored gospel into his life, and later have enough savings to travel across the ocean, come to Utah, and settle with the saints. His wife, Grace, was a beautiful example that inspires me. She was a loving mother, but she suffered through illnesses and heart problems. Though through it all, she was known as one of the brightest people in her community. She never abandoned faith or kindness. John, her companion, even after her early passing, remained true to her and never remarried to honor her sweet memory. Now, we may look around us and see that these traits of wisdom and kindness are not as common right now, but it wasn't always that way. Our righteous progenitors treasured and loved these principles and lived them. So how did they die? I like to think of it as a horticulture student, much like how a plant might die. There are a lot of things that you can do to keep a plant alive, but I think one of the most important things is do not forget your plants. I sadly know from experience that this will lead to their death. And in comparison, we cannot forget our virtues in order to keep them alive. And it helps to remember our past pioneer ancestors who have lived those principles out well and showed us an example that way. Now, can you see that the only way for these things to die is for us to let them? It is my hope and my invitation that we will keep the pioneer spirit of goodness alive through our daily choices. Thank you. My name is Ariana Hayner, contestant number 1.